Welcome to The Good Work, a podcast and video series that follows The Event Company, an event design company that specializes in corporate, nonprofit, and social events. Our passion lies in creating one-of-a-kind events that share the good work of organizations we are fortunate to collaborate with. Tune in for conversations with leaders of these great groups, our best advice for your next event, and some behind-the-scenes moments. Now, let us show you the good work. In this episode of The Good Work, we are flipping the tables. A few weeks back on our social media platforms, we asked you to submit questions that you had for us. Well, today's the day, and you'll get your answers. From our work schedule to our social lives, and even how much coffee we drink or not drink. To get us through those busy event days, we'll answer them all today. Please welcome to today's vodcast, Callie, Maddie, Sarah, and Addie.
Welcome to today's vodcast. I'm so excited to have you all here today.
Yeah, I'm excited for this different episode.
I'm going to be asking a lot of questions.
Turning the tables. Mm-hmm. Hey, we get to ask you too, though, Callie.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see.
We're calling Just Ask Us, right? So a couple weeks ago, we posted something on social platforms, people asking us questions. We did like 7 bajillion takes of some Insta stories out there. One person who will remain anonymous asked us 7 or 8 questions. Some gave us comments. One person, actually, I'll just call him out right now. Our friend Jeffrey from the cities, who freelances with us every now and then, actually said, I don't have a question. I just love you girls. So we sometimes got those pieces out there, but it's fun. Some direct message us. So we're going to ask all the questions. All of them.
Oh, I'm excited.
So we're going to start with the first one. It's kind of truly the basic, but why is it called the event company?
Because we do events. No, just kidding. So when I launched the company, some of you have heard me talk about this story, but I was driving on like Marion and 41st Street. I was at that stoplight headed to Lewis. And I remember sitting there and I was talking to my husband and I'm like, why can't our company name be something easy to remember, right? And I had 26 names in this journal. And I actually still think I have the journal back there in the break room. It's this red journal. I'm almost positive I still have it. I should find that and see if I do.
You should.
I had all these different names written down. And I thought, like, what if it's Events by Addie or something like whatever, kitschy and fun. And Drew's like, it needs to be something simple that people can remember, right? Don't be putting like weird letters on your name or making it weird, symbols so people have no clue what you're talking about. So I'm like, why can't it be something as simple as like the event company? And he's like, that's it. So it was literally sitting on the corner of 41st and Marion. Headed to Lewis Drug. Shout out to Lewis. That's how our name came to be. And honestly, people still ask us, right? They're like, so what do you guys do?
Yeah. When people ask that, it's kind of like, what
they catch us like, I'm like, oh, the event company. And they're like, the what?
And what's your company name?
The what event company? I was like, nope, just the event company. Yeah. Like, that's it.
And what do you do there? They don't understand.
Yeah. The other night, a couple of Fridays ago on Mardi Gras, is Mardi Gras on Saturday or was it Friday? Whatever, Mardi Gras weekend. Yeah. I told Callie this story. I don't think I've told you girls, but I got a call from St. Louis twice, like back to back within 10 minutes of each other. And I got an email from the same St. Louis people. And they're like, we don't have our tickets for this Mardi Gras party. Can you like resend them to us? And I'm like, what in the heck? Like, I'm not planning a Mardi Gras party, right? Not that I knew of or know of. So I called her back and I was basically like, this isn't us. Are you trying to reach the event company in South Dakota? And she goes, I don't know. It just says to call the event company. And I'm like, ooh, it's probably like the event company that's putting it on. But it just said like for additional questions or tickets, call the event company.
All lowercase.
All
probably,
lowercase.
Like,
yeah. So I'm like,
they just went on the event company.
Yeah. Thank you, Google, for having us in the top searches, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it kind of goes to say like, that's what our company is. But yeah, I still like it. Sometimes we call ourselves TEC, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some people don't know what that means.
Don't know what that is. We had just the other day. They're like, what is TEC?
McDonald's had their arches first, and then they were called McDonald's, right? So we'll get there. Like people call Burger King BK now, right?
True. Yeah.
So we'll get there. Give us like 50 years. Whatever. Burger King. We'll be there. But good question. Thanks.
Yeah. No, of course. Thank you to whoever asked. Second question. How does someone get started with event planning? And or for you two maybe specifically, how did the team members find the event company?
Ooh, Mads, you should start because you're from Minnesota.
Sure.
Because you're from Minnesota.
Minnesotans go first always. No.
I mean, you're not local.
So
True.
funny.
You are right. Well, I got done getting my degree and I was moving to South Dakota, and Carter and I were talking, and he was like, because I've always just kind of had a hard time deciding like what I want to do and what drives me. And so he was like, you should go into event planning. I feel like that's something you would really like. And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, that is something I would really like. So I knew I was moving here, so I did a Google search. Shout out to Google again. And I found the event company, and I emailed and said, I'm moving here. Is there any internship or something where I can just see if this is what I really like? And
Here you are.
I tried it out, and I do really like it.
Here she is.
Yeah. What
Here
about you,
she
Sarah?
is.
Yeah, mine's kind of similar. So in high school, I looked at event planning, but I'm like, oh, no one really does it in this area.
Yeah.
So then I go to college, and I'm like, you know what? I need an internship. I want to do something that I like. So I did the same thing, Google search, and then the event company came up. Then I stalked your guys' Facebook page and saw you guys were hiring for interns, and I'm like, sign me up. And I'm pretty sure I missed the deadline.
Yeah.
But you still
So
interviewed
crazy.
me. Yeah.
So crazy. Yeah, I think getting into event planning, I always have said, like, back to the first question, I think it's hard to get into it if you don't have some type of background or some passion, or even if you did something small in high school, like doing your prom parties or whatever, right? Because it's hard. You can train some of the logistical things, but like the mental process that goes into events, I think it is learned. I understand that part, but sometimes you either got it or you don't, right?
Yeah.
I think you either have that passion for the chaos and the logistics and all those things, or you don't. So how I got into event planning was truly, I just kind of fell into it. I worked in corporate America, and doing the marketing side of things, events just got landed on your, just in your lap. Like, here you go. Even when I was in college, I was doing events then, in high school and all those things, so I think it just happened. And now, I mean, we didn't have classes though at college to be able to sign up. And now there's hospitality management and all these cool classes that are out there. And, we just didn't have that stuff back then. We barely had textbooks. We had like boards we had to write on.
They chiseled on stone.
No textbook.
Just kidding, Sarah. Look at your face. So it's awesome now that people truly recognize it as an industry, especially in the Midwest, because we're still here where people are like, get it going, and grandma's going to help me plan this, or you have all these executive assistants and marketing and HR all planning this conference together. And now people, I think, are realizing like it is a profession, and it's a respected profession, and people can help us out. So that's how that's kind of it.
How'd you get into it, Callie?
Intern too.
I was an intern as well.
But you got into planning before then.
Yep. So at Augustana, or in college, I planned some events on campus, but then I planned golf tournaments. So that's kind of where the logistical thinking all kind of came into play for me. So
yeah.
And then I had a connection and
Here you
came
are.
into the event side of things. So
Yay.
Exciting. Okay.
Yeah, I love it. Look at all this. We all
we're looking with like sparkles in our eye. We're like, oh yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. But now we're gonna kind of break it down, because we're gonna say what's the hardest thing about event planning.
Oh gosh, where to begin?
Can I? So in my eyes, it'd be interesting to hear everybody's responses. But for me, I think the hardest part of event planning is the time that it takes. People underestimate the amount of time that it takes. And sometimes it's too late, where they will come to us 30 days or 60 days pre-event. And they're like, just make it happen. And we just had the same conversation the other day. We're like, we are not Jesus Christ. Like, we cannot save everybody.
Cool. That was literally a quote out of my mouth.
Like, we cannot save everybody. We can do a lot of really cool things. And I think we all work so well under pressure, don't you think?
Yeah,
I think so.
But that's our industry, right? Like, stuff always goes wrong and stuff happens all behind the scenes, and nobody knows all the stuff that goes into it. So, but we cannot save people. Like, that's not how it happens. So that, I think, is probably one of the hardest parts of event planning, is trying to train people that it takes time to do it.
Yeah.
And to do it right.
Right.
Definitely.
And for us, I think sometimes the hard part too is the training, but like almost also it's a partnership.
Correct.
Like we can't take it all out
Right.
of your plate and we're just going to do it and you kind of show up. Like a lot of our events, like we need your hand in this a little bit as well. And it's going to be more successful if you are involved in it to some extent. So
I always talk about it
that's
like it's a
another thing as
wedding
well.
too, like at a wedding, I'll just use you two girls as an example. Like, I don't know your guest list, right? I mean,
Right.
we're on it, but that's really all I know. But like, I can't say same thing for nonprofit events or corporate events. Like, I don't know who your clients are or your partners or who your donors are at all. We have to all work together to try to figure out who should be invited or who's not invited. It's the same thing with the wedding. I don't know Grandma Jones or any of these people that are supposed to be out there. So it's the same concept. And, but yeah, I think the planning piece of it and the partnership is important.
Yeah.
What about you two? What do you think is the hardest part of event planning, Sarah?
I think a lot of the logistical things that are kind of behind the scenes that nobody really knows. So like when we do centerpieces, nobody knows how many candles we need. Like we have to go through and we need 300 candles for this. Yeah, so we do a lot of spreadsheets. And I think that's kind of hard because people don't really understand it.
I agree.
So we try to visually make sure everybody is aware of what's going on.
You're so good at that. Like that event that you're talking about, there was like, I don't even know, 4 bajillion candles, votives. Yeah. But it's hard because you can't be like, oh, there's only a couple tables with all candles on them. Because then you get down to it, you're like, we need to order candles. We need votive holders. You have 414 candles or whatever the number is, you know, like people don't think about all the logistics that are on the back end. Or when you're working with the florist, for example, to design where they go and how many needs what. So you map it out and lay it out all beforehand. You just don't hope it just happens and shows up.
Right.
I mean, you can, but it's not successful.
Yeah. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
What about you? Anything that hasn't been said?
I mean, I was just going to say the same thing as Sarah, like just the logistical parts, the small details that, you know, if you're not in the industry, you might not catch, but it's our job to catch it and make sure it goes right. So
we say sometimes too, like people that don't have event planners or event designers or people like us on their team, they don't know what they don't know, right? So then when we get in the mix, we're like, this is a mess.
Yeah.
Or why would anybody ever consider doing it this way, right? Or why would you pay $195 for one dinner? Like it just doesn't make sense, but they don't know any different.
Right.
Because this is all that they know. So to have us as a part of their team, it's really truly a partnership, like Callie said, and it's invaluable info.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
Good question. Whoever asked that, good question.
Good question. Okay, our next one. What's your work schedule like in a week?
This is from Dr. Cheryl Bones. I remember her specifically asking this, and she's probably like, you girls need some health and wellness in your life. But
I'll be seeing you next week, Dr. Cheryl.
what is your schedule like, Callie? You can start with this one.
Ooh.
What's your work schedule?
Well, we always say we try to not work Fridays when possible. So it's really kind of like 9 to 5-ish on those days. Sometimes we'll have a meeting early, sometimes a meeting late. It all just kind of depends on the group. I usually work a little bit on Fridays, just try to catch up and finish some things, but that's kind of it. It's pretty typical.
My schedule right now, I'm usually like 9 to 3 is typical, and then a little bit different schedule on Monday because of our team yoga that we get to do.
Yeah.
And then it just depends on if we have an event that week.
Totally.
Then there's obviously more
weird hours.
And then if we have an event on the weekends, then it's weekends. But yeah, typically Monday through Thursday, 9 to 3 for me.
I like having Fridays off.
Me too.
Yeah.
Even though, like Callie said, like sometimes that's my catch-up day, you know. But do you remember a couple weeks ago, it was on a Thursday where I broke out like little champagne sipper things, little wine, and we had chocolate in the middle of the afternoon. You're like, gosh, you're in a good mood. I'm like, it's because I don't work tomorrow. Like, it's my Friday, you know. And I think some people don't understand that still. Even clients don't understand why, but then some people do. You know, we've got some clients that truly respect it. But
and we do have Fridays off because we work so hard in our season. So we're putting in those extra hours.
We've got a couple Fridays coming up here soon, but it's because there's literally no time to get it in. But I try to not work when the boys are awake and awake hours. And for Drew and I, like spending most of Sundays not working, but Sunday nights, you know, I kind of get ready for the week and do our like to-do list and what's kind of happening. But yeah, awesome.
Cool. Okay. How many events do we have in a year?
A lot.
Good question. I would probably say we average maybe 70-ish, right? Wouldn't you say 70, 75 events a year?
Yeah.
And it varies because you can probably call each day an event for multi-day events, truly, because they are, some of them are multiple setups and different things. Or when we're traveling to different markets, like even Rapid City, like you have a day of travel, right?
Right.
So I mean, you can call that, I guess, an event.
Yeah,
but,
sort of.
Yeah, riding in my car is an event, Callie. I don't know why you would say sort of.
I know I've experienced it.
Yeah, for sure. But and today we did this. I would say mostly around that 70-ish mark. I remember my first year of launching events. I was like, I don't know, maybe I might have like 23 or whatever it was. And I remember like, oh my God, this is so many events. And now I look at us now and we're like, here we are.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's awesome. But yeah, every year's so different too.
Right.
Where you may have some bigger projects that are taking you out of the city or state for a whole week on end, where before you might have had 3 in that same week, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like we have an even workload. So sometimes we're leads on different events.
Yeah.
And that helps. That way it's not so much stress on just one person.
Yeah.
Right.
I like the first part of our year because the first 3 months of the year, we don't have really too many events. I think we had one in January.
We're in January.
Do we have any in February? No, none in February. One in March.
Yeah.
Pretty chill month. Now we are in the first week of April, and it's like, here we go.
Crazy time.
April through November.
Yep.
We should start. Yeah, April through November is rough. But anyway, that's our question.
Okay, this might be my favorite one coming up.
Okay.
The question is,
I'm ready.
what's something on your event bucket list?
Ooh.
Event bucket list. You start.
You see, like you have your answer already.
Let's hear it.
I've kind of thought about this one, but I feel like it would be really cool to do like these elaborate outside parties, even though there's so much work.
Totally.
They're my favorite.
Totally.
But you see all these like celebrity events when they have like these huge floral statement pieces. And
agree.
I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
I
What about
think it'd
you,
be fun to do a really like high end like client, like a super, just to see what it would be like.
Swanky?
Yeah.
Like those celebrity parties. Like
Yeah.
that, I think that would be so fun.
Just
That
I wonder
would
if
be
we would
really
like to
cool.
work with them just to see. It'd
Like
probably be
Barack?
horrible. Yes.
Again, he's on
Yes.
your list.
We could do an
You're
event
invited.
for him.
You
I
can
would
come
be
to any event.
I would be okay with that. Totally.
I love that.
What's yours?
Okay, I kind of have 2.
Oh,
One is I would love to do anything involved with dance just because I love dance. So any sort of anything dance, I would love to do an event for that. And then a different one is this isn't so much on like the planning side, and I don't really think I'd be good at it, but I would love to like MC an event.
Oh my God.
I just feel like that would be so I mean, I would probably get up there and be really nervous and be like, why did I sign up for this? But I don't know. In my brain, I'd be like,
You don't know till you've done it. Like I
seems
remember my
fun.
first time emceeing. You have no clue until you do it.
We need to make that happen.
We
Yeah.
should.
I mean, maybe in like 6 years, like maybe not right now, but someday.
You are so funny though, Maddie.
Yeah.
Like I think she'd be good.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
I think so too.
Let's talk about that in your review coming up here soon.
Ooh, yes.
What's
For
on yours,
me,
Addie?
I agree with Sarah on the outdoor ones. I just saw on Insta the other day the hedge walls that we absolutely love. But they had, and I thought about this for our friends from Lemonly, but they had like lemon trees like on the sides of it, but also lemon branches with
pretty.
lemons all coming down. And I thought about like, wouldn't it be cool to do like It's Only Lemons or It's All About Lemon, like a lemon themed outdoor.
Yes.
Oh, I would just love it.
cool.
Just
Be
I'm
so
big
pretty.
with the outdoor elaborate pieces that are so beautiful.
Yes.
And I think we live in a climate that can be super temperamental in that.
So we would not
essence,
do
but
it here. I would do it
no,
somewhere else.
For
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah,
somewhere
I
else.
agree on that.
Yeah.
Let's
for
road
sure.
trip to California.
Yes.
One of my other big ones is I know you've heard me talk about him, but Marcus Lemonis. He is an incredible investor that has his hands in a lot of different businesses across the country. I think his show is on MSNBC. Just you should tune in and take a peek at it. But for him, he goes in and he almost not Shark Tank-ish, but he invests in these companies, and he kind of feels them out to see if he wants to invest in them. And sometimes he'll do relaunch parties with them and all these things. I would love to be that sole person for Marcus Lemonis
That would be
to travel the
cool.
country. You know how we've got some clients where we're their go-to, so we do all their events? Be pretty cool to do Marcus Lemonis's events. Like he owns the Dylan's candy shop or candy, whatever. Like that's he's invested in that company. So
Cool.
yeah, he's got a lot of different companies that he has invested in over the years.
That would be really
That
cool.
would be cool.
Oh, and he's in Chicago. I don't know why we didn't just see him the last time we were there.
I must have
Marcus.
just missed him. Just missed him on Michigan Avenue. Bummer. All right, next question. What are your favorite color palettes? And there's 3 options here, or 3 statements: at home, at the office, and at events.
Ooh.
Ooh. Do you want to go first, Daddy?
Yeah, my home pretty much looks like our office. So, except for I have a little bit darker wood floors at home, but very clean, white, grays, crisp, plain. I don't like clutter. Like if you were to walk into my house, it's pretty clutter free for the most
You
part.
are right. It is so like immaculately like placed perfectly.
Drew hates
everything.
I don't. But see, then I move some of Drew's stuff, and sometimes I'll blame it on like the cleaning lady, the sheets.
Oh, jeez.
He won't be listening, but it's okay. It's okay. So I just like it clean. So I would say white, clean office. Out at events, I like bold statement pieces that are super attractive, but still clean. So like jades and brightness and blues and also some of those natural colors as well. Like we're all pretty natural in our colors. We don't wear a lot of color, but out at events, I think the bright colors are super attractive.
Yeah.
That's me. What about you, Sarah?
At home, I don't know. Like I'm kind of both. Like I really like the clean, modern kind of look, but I feel like I also have a lot of black because I feel like black is like easy to clean.
Yeah.
So at my house, it's probably black and white and kind of that look. Events, I don't know. I feel like I like the trendy colors, like those different color palettes. Maybe more pastels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. At home, I have a lot of white and like tan and greens. That's kind of my vibe. And then at events, I'm kind of almost opposite of you. I like earth tones, like kind of like the shirt I'm wearing today, and like navy blue, greens. Kind of my favorite go-to event colors.
Well, I would say at home I'm more of like rusticy colors, like burnt orange and foresty greens, and so color, but kind of darker ones. And then for events, I would say I like color. I like bright pops of color, but I do also like it to be clean. So maybe like at Farm to Fork last year, I loved like the cheesecloth was just a very nice tan color,
Subtle.
and then the nice wood. But then we had these bright pink, big flowers.
Yeah,
so
accents.
I like that.
Yeah.
Totally. Cool. Okay. Continue on with the home aspect. Are you organized in your home life like you are at work?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah,
I think we can all say we probably are.
Yeah, except for my room.
Maddie.
I'm very good at doing laundry and like my whole house is clean, but my bedroom for some reason it's like getting it from the laundry basket into the closet or the drawers never seems to happen.
Does everybody have that one drawer in the house though? Like we have a drawer. It's called we call it like the junk drawer.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's got that drawer.
Totally.
Like,
Yes.
nobody. We might have 2 of those, but yeah.
Well, you don't know where that stuff goes. Like
No.
you have 16 pens. Like where do you put
Or like
that?
the pizza coupons on the boxes or whatever. You're like in the
80
drawer.
rubber bands
Yep.
just loose in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you guys color code your closets?
You know, mine's not, but actually it is a little bit color coded.
Oh, mine for sure is. Mine's like all my t-shirts are color coded, tank tops, dresses.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
That is so much
Mine's
work.
kind of by like
No.
season, sort of. So I have like
Yeah.
like my golf clothes all in kind of one area, and then I have kind of like summer, spring stuff all in one area, and then like fall and winter
Makes
kind of in
sense.
another.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
category.
I'm a hot mess. No, absolutely not.
Marika, no. Sign her up.
Yep.
Maybe we need an intervention for Matt.
Maybe. Okay, this is also a good one. How much coffee do you need intravenously? That was the exact word used on the question.
Cheers, Maddie and I.
Yeah.
We
So
love the coffee, but I don't need it. Like I drink coffee because I like it, and it's like part of my routine. But it doesn't keep me up. I'm only looking at Maddie right now because you girls don't drink coffee.
yeah.
I would
you-
say
Fun fact, yeah, for us, Sarah and I don't drink coffee.
it's not so much that I need it, but I can tell when I haven't had it.
Okay.
You know, like
Yeah.
if I don't get it for the day, I'm like, that kind of sucks. But when I do have it in the morning, I'm definitely more like, I'm ready for the day. So
It's just part of my routine. Like I used to do bulletproof all the time for the longest time, and now I'm like, I just drink the coffee. But
yeah,
Do you have any other drinks besides coffee? Like a specialty coffee?
no,
I like coffee, coconut cream, and then that's it.
I
Sometimes
just do
Splenda.
coffee and creamer. That's it.
Some people are like, I'll have a mocha frappa latte,
No.
whatever. And I'm
If
like,
I'm feeling bougie for the day, I'll go to like, Starbucks or wherever and get something fancy. But no, usually it's just like ground coffee from my house.
See, I would like to do that, but then guess what I do? I look up the caloric intake.
Oh, yeah,
and the
that
sugar,
too.
and I'm like, no, out.
Yeah.
Give me the black coffee, 5 calories. Okay, good question. Sorry, you
Okay.
guys couldn't answer.
I think this is going to be our last one. What is
Aw.
one event you are most proud of?
Oh gosh, there's
How do
so
you
many.
pick?
Why?
I know.
Yeah.
This is from Vanessa Gomez from KSFY.
I think it might have been.
Oh, gosh, Vanessa, why? I think actually her comment when I read it, she's like, it's like picking a favorite child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, for me, why don't you girls answer first?
Oh my gosh.
No?
I don't know if I can say a specific event, but I think like the nonprofit side of it has like a little, like just a large piece of my heart of where it's so great to see them when you go out to an event, and then like we have our hand in part of it, but to see them like fulfilling like that
Yeah.
work and like raising funds that will help them continue to do that, and you know that they're making a difference.
Right.
So I think like anytime we have a night like that, like I'm just like proud.
Yeah.
You know, of us, of the work we're a part of it, but of them and the work that they're doing.
So
Yeah.
true. I don't know.
For me,
I
I
mean,
think
it's so
yeah.
lame, but I can't pick one. It's just like when you get finished with any event, you just feel so good about it, and they're all so different. Like, how do you
Right.
choose?
Yeah.
One of the first events that we did, or that we helped kind of for the planning stages, was the Primetime Gala. And I know Ryan Eichler's listening because he posted on the same question about this. He's like, it's a prime question, blah, blah, blah. But I will say, it's hard to pick a favorite, right? It is like picking your own child, which is hard to do. Or you shouldn't be doing it or whatever.
we won't even bring up this conversation.
But that was one of the first events that I did really from the company standpoint. And, coming from the agricultural background, my heart was just so in it. And the cause was even better. And over the years, we've seen that event go from 960 some people to 1,1700. This is just at the gala. Then you're talking about the concert on top of that, and raising over $1 million for Feeding South Dakota.
Right.
Like when you talk about the impact that they're having, that is an impact beyond anything any of us could have ever imagined. I remember sitting in a hotel room, like a conference space in Huron, South Dakota, with this group, and I'm like, what am I signing up for, right? But I can't imagine anything different. That team would literally, and you've heard me say this, lie in the middle of the street and die for us. Like, they are salt of the earth human beings. And it started with that event and has truly kind of transformed all the events that we do. But that event is always one that we go back to and saying, like, this is what we should be doing, right?
Yeah.
Like, where are our hearts at? And when we talk about what other events should do or what they do, we always come back to the cattlemen, don't we?
Yeah.
We use it as a great example of things that we've learned, but also as opportunities for these other nonprofits to be like them. So from our standpoint, it kind of all comes back to that one event years ago.
Oh, that's really cool.
I like
Yeah.
that a lot.
Yeah, me too. I have goosebumps.
Oh.
Plus, I love beef. So it's an even
No kidding.
better to be
Oh
a
my
part of.
gosh.
But these are good questions. We have more, or we're out of time?
Well,
We're
we
out of
do
time?
have our rapid fire questions.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
Are they here?
Yeah.
Callie, we're asking you.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't done these ones yet.
No, I know.
Okay, here we go. Gosh,
Okay.
wait, good transition.
Oh, thanks. I'm so excited.
So if you were not, let me, a little precursor for those people that are listening that haven't heard this yet. Each week we ask our guest or any of our team kind of these fun little top 10 questions. So it gets the viewers to get to know you a little bit better. So you're on the hot seat.
I am.
Quick thing, what
Okay.
comes off the top of your head. If you're not involved in the career you are now, which you'll be doing forever, what would you be doing?
My mind says probably golf because that just like would make sense. But I also feel like I've always thought it'd be so fun to be a travel blogger.
Oh.
So I could just like travel the
gosh.
country,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm like, how fun would that be?
would be really
Do you need a
cool.
buddy? Because I'll come with.
Sure,
Wow.
we could start something
That'd
together.
be
I always thought
fun.
it'd be fun.
Yeah.
If you could be any animal, what would it be?
Ooh.
She's acting surprised because she wrote these
I
questions.
know I did write them, but I honestly have never really thought about what my answers would
Yeah.
be yet. So my head first kind of said like bird because I could fly anywhere I wanted to go.
Do you know that's the exact response from Stacy Scott from the Flower
Really?
Mill? Literally,
Really?
word for word.
Wow.
Funny.
Wow, it is funny. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Ooh. Cookie dough, or I had this lemon ice cream once and it was like the best thing I've ever had. So
Callie and I love desserts. We just went on like a dessert spree when we were in Chicago.
a little embarrassing.
Last month.
but
It was
actually
super
not. No,
embarrassing.
it's fine. Whatever.
Own it.
It was good. One thing on your bucket list.
I have always wanted to see the Northern Lights.
Oh.
What is one hobby you could begin if you could?
I miss like music. I used to play the piano and like the drums and stuff. So I've always wanted to play the guitar. So if I'd pick that up
Oh my
if I
gosh.
could.
That's the same answer as Stacy from the Flower Mill. For sure it is. She has a guitar. It's under her bed.
Oh,
Whoa.
She's always wanted to play this. Maybe you two should hook up.
Maybe
and-
we should. Yeah.
be traveling guitar players.
Gosh. What does your dream day look like? If this is the same answer as Stacy's, and we've got a problem.
I feel like it'll be a little bit different.
What's your
I
dream
would
day look
be
like?
in Palm Springs, California, playing golf and hiking. That'd be my dream day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Favorite book that you've read recently?
Probably Becoming by Michelle Obama. It was really, really good.
It is good. Have you read it yet?
Not yet.
You? I'm reading it right now. It's good. What is, or would you rather speak every language in the book or in the world or in the book or talk to animals?
Probably every language, I think.
What's your favorite emoji?
Ooh. It's
We should all guess what her favorite emoji
I
is.
think it is.
I think it's the hands with the, like the little
I think
smiley.
it's this face.
With the zipper?
No,
Just the yeah. I use
I think
either
they're
of those two, but then I also use one with the little nerd glasses a lot too, because I think he's funny.
That's cute.
Okay. Final question, at which store would you choose to max out your credit card?
Ooh. The like foodie in me is like I love Trader Joe's, so but then it's like it would go bad. But otherwise like Pottery Barn is like kind of my weakness as well.
Yeah. Pottery Barn.
So that'd probably be it.
This was fun. I
This
like these
was
questions.
fun.
We've got more questions, so we could probably do a whole nother episode of these.
I think we probably almost could.
Wow. Thank you to the one person that submitted 7 questions.
It really helped me out writing, so this is great.
Gosh. For those of you that did submit questions that didn't get your question answered, let's do a whole nother episode. I think we've got plenty of questions to ask, and it's always fun to kind of get to know.
each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. We spend so much time together traveling in hotel rooms, sitting around the beast of a table over there. And who knew?
Sounds good. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, sounds
Yeah.
good. Thanks, guys. Thank you for listening to today's episode of The Good Work. A special thank you to all of you for submitting your questions to us. We can't wait to have another episode of Just Ask Us and answer the rest of these questions. Now, don't forget to subscribe to The Good Work on YouTube and iTunes and follow the event company on social media to stay up to date on the good work that we are part of each day.